Greetings once again to the students in the Luke Acts class here at Southeastern University. This is your instructor, Dr. Larry Asplund, coming to you one last time. Can you believe it? It's the end of week 7, module 7, and it's the very beginning of our final module. So I wanted to be able to come by this evening and just review where we are and what we need to do to finish well in this class. So welcome to Module 8 here in our fall semester. We're coming to the end. It has been such a great honor and a privilege for me, such a joy to be able to participate with you in this great learning experience. The Module 8 focuses on the charismatic acts of Paul, the last chapters in the book of Acts. And these are our learning objectives for Module 8 to describe the significance of Lydia's conversion there, of course, in Philippi, to demonstrate your knowledge of Paul's ministry in general to the Gentile cities. Describe the significance of Priscilla, of course, who is also a key person named in Romans 15. To discuss the communal discernment in Acts 20, that great meeting with the elders from Ephesus. And then demonstrate your knowledge of Paul's journey to Jerusalem, his trial before Felix and Festus, the Roman governors. Ultimately, his journey and his arrival in Rome. And then, of course, the ending of Acts there before the elders in Rome of the Jewish community. So we just have a couple of great resources for us in Module 8. First of all, we're going to finish the book on the commentary of Acts from Beverly Gaventa this week. And then there's also a very interesting video link for you from Daryl Bach on the role of women in Luke Acts, and I know that's going to add to your understanding and appreciation as well. In terms of our assignments this week, you'll have one final reading log and journal. There's no discussion forum this week, but we will have this 300-plus word summary and personal reflection on the assigned readings and the text by Gaventa. And then one last opportunity to just do a quick reflection on the thematic threads. You remember that is just simply post a sentence or two from the readings in Acts in the two threads, the one on pneumatology and pneumatic experiences, the one on women and characters on the margins in the first century. You know, as once again, I'm going to be submitting a grade at the very end of the class on this assignment. If you feel like you need to go back and do a quick post or two, feel free to do that as well. My grade will simply reflect the level of your participation. Two very big assignments. As you know, we've talked about them briefly before, but I wanted to give you some details this evening. The exegetical paper is kind of a capstone assignment in this class. There is a document available to you on instructions and rubric. You'll remember this is the exegesis, your research paper on the 5 to 15 verses you have chosen and have already been working with in Luke Acts. You remember in terms of formatting, composition style, we use Turabian, Chicago style. The Chicago Manual and Turabian are really related style handbooks, and you know they look the same. So you will be needing to conform to those formatting requirements. Of course, remember once again, you will be citing at least 10 scholarly sources. You know, scholarly sources is not a blog or a Wikipedia post. It's sources that have been peer-reviewed or primary sources in your area. Your paper will need to be 10 to 15 pages long. Use a 12-point font. Times New Roman is preferred with 1-inch margins. You know, all the details is given to you in this assignment. I thought I would just review real quickly the rubric for the exegetical paper. And these are the items from the rubric. There will be an introduction and survey, one page at the beginning, and that's 5% of your assignment. Then there is a section called Contextual Historical Analysis, 2 to 3 pages. That's going to be worth 15% of the grade for this assignment. And of course, that's just background information, but very, very important. And then you will have the formal textual analysis, 2 to 3 pages, another 15% where you really unpack, you know, that's the core of the exegesis, where you unpack the text meanings of key words, etc. All of those ideas that you've unpacked. And then the heart of it is the detailed analysis and synthesis. It's really your interpretation, your commentary on your verses, utilizing your sources. 5 to 6 pages, that's worth 30% of the grade for this assignment. Then finally, a 1-page reflection and application of what you've learned, 15% of the assignment. Bibliography at the end, 10%. And there's also a section on mechanics, just the structural, grammatical details as well, worth 10%. You will find the rubric has very, very detailed descriptions in each one of these areas. So be sure to have that in front of you as you compose your exegetical paper. And then the other big assignment here at the end of our class is the final exam. I wanted to be able to give you some details of this as well. I'm sure you've looked at it. First of all, we use an online exam security process that just, otherwise you can do an online exam and you can have Google up on another screen and you can have another resource up on another screen, etc., etc. And it really makes it pointless, frankly. So we have an online exam security system called the Respondus Lockdown Browser. And of course, you will utilize the webcam on your computer. The Respondus software is available as a download if you have not done so recently, and then there's simply a button to launch it. You will be given 2 questions without knowing in advance what they are. They'll just pop up and be presented to you. And you will then begin to compose an answer, essay style, that draws from all of the relevant class materials for those 2 questions. You're allowed to have your Bible open, of course, because, this is a Bible class, but no other course materials, no textbook, other kinds of materials. However, you will be expected to reflect your understanding of those materials when you write your essay. You will be given 1 attempt with a 90-minute time limit, and it's set up so that you can review your essay or essays before finally submitting your exam. You know how these exams work. Once you click the submit button, you're done. So you don't want to accidentally click it. Or if sometimes, I've seen people run out of time or they lost power in their computer stuff. If an emergency happens that is, outside of your control, you can let me know, and our tech support folks can reopen that for you. But just be careful when it comes to that. It's pretty straightforward. Your final exam is due no later than 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time on the 15th of December, and that will be it. You will be done. I love Paul. Paul is such an amazing character, as you well know. He's responsible, of course, for a big chunk of our New Testament. We have such great appreciation for his understanding the way he led and pastored those congregations, the way he unpacked the gospel, especially for a Gentile audience that did not have background in the Old Testament. They needed extra help when it came to really understanding the significance of the Messiah, etc. So we need that help as well. So it's going to be another very good week. I am here available to serve you in any way I can, to encourage you in any way I can. Don't hesitate to let me know how I can do that this week. In the meantime, you will continue to be in my prayers every day. God bless you, everybody. Just have a great final module.